Hello and welcome, my Gemini friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. This is going to be a group reading for my friends born under the Gemini zodiac sign. Today we're going to explore what you can expect from November, those challenges and obstacles you're going to face, and what's going to help you get through the month. The deck I chose for this reading is the Spiral Tarot. Then I'm going to be ending off the session with a blessing from the Energy Oracle. Like always, there's links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my Gemini friends, let's see what the cards hold today. What card symbolizes November for my Gemini friends? And that's the Five of Wands. Fives are a conflictuary number. Wands, about that inner fire and passion. The Five of Wands talks about those inner feelings and emotions, those creative indifferences, if you will. People like to share what they think, their opinions to them matter. Whether that's going to matter to you is going to be up to you. So November's really going to be talking about that conflictuary energy that is brought on by conflicting and competing passions. Alright, let's look at what that challenge is going to be. What is the major challenge or main challenge that November is going to, got a jumper, bring my Gemini friends? Okay, we have two challenges. One is the King of Swords. Kings are that fully developed personality. They have the most control, the most abilities, the most power. Swords are about truth and knowledge. It's going to be a real challenge to weed through passion versus knowledge, and those knowledge pieces are going to get in your way. The Wands are all about that inner fire. It's passion. It's driven by your heart. Your head is going to get in the way. November's a really good time to follow the heart rather than the head. With it came strength, the 8th card in the major arcana. And it talks about those skills and abilities, those things that inner drive, that push to get things done in a way that no one else can. Those inner abilities that we have to make the impossible possible. That energy is going to really cause confusion. It's going to add to the 5. Not only are you going to get conflicting passions from outside and exterior people, you're going to get it from within. Your passions and that inner ability is going to be really pushing you in a million different directions. And the King of Swords isn't going to help because he's not going to be your friend this month. He's really going to challenge you, throwing pieces of knowledge in your face that may not be helpful. All right, let's look at the month. Let's break down November. What does the beginning of November bring my Gemini friends? It's the 3 of Wands. 3s are about expression and growth. Again, we're back to the Wands, that inner fire and passion. The 3 of Wands is an action card. She's made decisions and she's got her stick and she's ready to go. She's ready for that next big adventure. It's going to be kind of calming the 5. The external stuff you may not be able to calm too much, but that internal dialogue you can calm and bring into control, because our internal emotions and feelings impact the external. People start to pick up on our nonverbal cues and reflect it back to us. So if we are having a lot of internal conflict, externally people are going to reciprocate that or mirror it back to us. So if we're able to calm the inner, we're going to be able to calm the exterior a little bit. But really getting that action piece and movement going. So the first movement will be to try and calm and appease the strength so that you calm and appease the outside. And then it's taking those skills and abilities, that passion piece, forward. That inner drive needs to get going. Let's look at the middle of the month. This little middle of November bring my Gemini friends? And that's the 5 of Cups. So second 5 we've got, Cups are about emotion and intuition. The 5 of Cups talks about not focusing in on the right piece. We have this ability at the beginning of the month. We're ready and we've got this action plan. We want to get going on it. We're really going gung-ho about it. The middle of the month really brings up and highlights the importance of focusing in on the right piece. Rather than focusing on things that are not working, so these turned over cups, those hopes and dreams or emotions that are not being as positive right now, and focusing on what is working, those positive aspects. When we put the 3 with the 5, it's taking that direction on what's working. Because like I said, there's going to be conflict in this. There's going to be that energy of competition in November. You're going to really find yourself moving forward should you focus on the right thing, the things that are working in your life, those positive aspects. When you bring out and focus in on the positive, that's what you brought back in and you raise your vibration. Let's look at the end of the month. What does the end of the month look like for my Gemini friends? Okay. That's the Fool. 0 card in the Major Arcana, and he talks about new beginnings. Though that leap of faith attitude. Trusting in the universe, knowing that the universe literally has got our back. And that we're not doing this alone. Because the universe, again, has our back. Trusting in that process and taking that big leap of faith. So that's what November is going to look like. Let's look at what is going to help us overcome some of these challenges. What coping mechanism will help us overcome the beginning part of November and all the challenges that it brings us? The Hermit, the 9th card in the Major Arcana. That direction, you need to go inwards. The Hermit is our guide into those deeper, darker places of our mind. Connecting in deeper and more fully with ourselves will help really stand these 2 cups out. You'll be able to see what you really need to focus on rather than the fluffy pieces that we're hoping will happen. All right, let's look at the second or the middle part of the month. What will help my Gemini friends overcome the challenges of the middle of November? It's the Ace of Wands. Aces are a gift. That inner fire and drive is going to be really important. We're getting a lot of Wands and a lot of Major Arcana poking up. That inner fire and passion is really going to start to see some life shifts for us, some bigger life picture shifts. How the Ace of Wands is going to help us is that you're going to focus in on what is working. Will ignite and bring abundance. Think of it as a candle just flaming up and firing to life. That's very much what this reminds me of. And when we start to focus in rather than on the conflict, but on what's working, that's when you're going to start to see things to really start to bring in that abundance piece. Let's look at the end of the month. What will help my Gemini friends overcome the challenges brought on by the end of the month? It's the 6 of Cups. 6s are about balance and harmony. Cups about that intuition and emotion. We get really nervous when we start to do something new. When things start to become uncertain for us, we get nervous. The Six of Cups is a reminiscing card. Really talks about going back and thinking of how you've overcome challenges in the past or how things have unfolded in your past. Taking the strengths and abilities that you have, because we do have lots of abilities and tools. How did you overcome that new uncertain feeling? What's worked for you in the past? How can you change it using those creative inspirations that come with your passions so that you can overcome that next piece? The end of November is setting up, of course, for the beginning of December. December is going to bring in that new aspect for you. How do you overcome those uncertainties? How did you do it in the past? Six of Cups also talks about being balanced, because sixes are about balance and harmony. The card reminds us and encourages us to really bring in that balancing aspect into our lives. Things can easily get chaotic, especially when you're looking at some turbulent energy brought on by the King of Swords. And then you also have fives. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned this. In angel messages, double fives, they're actually a positive thing. When you're looking at double fives, you're looking at a positive change coming. However, it still brings in that kind of conflictual energy. Whether it's positive change or not, that conflictual energy can bring uncertainty. Bringing in the balance will help kind of calm those two really vibrant energies. All right, let's look at what final coping mechanism or guidance will help my Gemini friends overcome the challenges brought on by November. It's the Eight of Wands. Eights are about movement and manifestation. Again, we've got another wand. The Eight of Wands is another action card, that movement card. November brings you that ability for some great movement, some changes, really focusing in on that inner fire, those passion pieces. That's going to be really helpful. The Eight of Wands brings about that movement that we need. Focusing in on that inner passion and fire, again, will help us overcome some of those really uncomfortable, more negative or harder to deal with situations. All right, let's look at any final insight that we can offer my Gemini friends to overcoming the challenges of November. It says 10th card in the Major Arcana, the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune talks about change, that transitional piece in life. As we are starting to kind of inch forward into the winter aspect of the seasons, we too need to start to inch forward and keep ourselves moving. That transformational piece is really important. Right now we have a lot of choice and free will. We're not at a tower stage. We're at that, wow, if you start to use your passions and focus in on those, you can start to overcome and you can start to turn and tame the beast, because there's a lot of great new things coming towards you. Let's end the tarot part off with what your shadow self wants to add. It's a beautiful addition. You can't get any happier than that. The Sun is the 18th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about that love, the joy and happiness. It really shines brightly throughout this reading. This is going to be kind of more of a happy, calming situation. Yes, there might be some kind of more challenging energies that you're going to have to overcome, knowing that the sun is going to be warming your back and really aiding in those abilities that you have to overcome those fives. Those fives are going to be, like I said, they might be a little bit harder, however, not impossible. Additionally, the angels are really clearly telling you this is a positive change. You have the ability to take control and take the reins and get this moving for yourself. Let's end off on a blessing. What blessing do we have for my Gemini friends for November? Oh, we're just going to huck those on the floor. At least it didn't go under the equipment this time. The first one, the thinking woman. Knowledge is going to be very not so helpful. I don't want to say negative. It's going to really give you some challenge. We've got the King of Swords here, right? However, that reflection piece is really going to be key. The book knot is not so much prevalent in the card for me as that butterfly is. That reflection and transformation piece is going to be really important. With her came woman holding a heart. Like I said, passion is built on the heart. We need to be shooting from the heart. Yes, the reflection piece is very key. However, we need to be heart-centered this month rather than head-centered. For those who wish, you can pause the video here and reflect on the cards. This is a group reading, however I drew, or in some cases cards jumped out, for my Gemini friends. What further information do they hold? Like I said, this is a group reading. If you're looking for a more specific or personal reading, you can follow the link below and schedule a private reading with myself. For those who are interested, I will be offering online interactive and introductory courses through Zoom over the next couple of months. My first class is on November 11th, where I'll be running my Introductions to Angels and Archangels class. Then on December 9th, I'll be running my Introduction to Connecting, which is a channeling class. If you're interested in both or either of these classes, you can find out more information and register on my website. I provided a link below to my Pages class where you can go there directly and check things out. I hope you found this video fun and helpful and that you're able to gain some direction and insight into what November is going to bring for you. I'm going to continue to create dynamic and fun videos. If you have any suggestions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. I'm always up for feedback from my friends. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. You never know where I'm going to go next, and I'd hate for you to miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of my tiers, the perks are private readings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Gemini friends.